I like that deal. I like that. 48 to 51 million. I'm good. Will Howie go there? Dude, I think he's going to have a limit where he's going to come in there and go 3 years, 51 million. And by the way, because of what they did with Barkley yesterday, don't be shocked if you see that in the next couple days. You could actually see that. We're getting right now, someone just texted me that deal right now may be getting done. And it may be done right now. Zack Baun has signed a contract, I believe, with the Eagles. And let me talk here, Baun. Here it is. Zack Baun, 3 years, $51 million. He is officially back. It includes a $34 million guaranteed signing bonus with additional $1.5 million in incentives. Everything he did yesterday when it came to Saquon Barkley led to this. We showed you he freed up between Slay, and now I would have to say, okay, now I would have to say that I'm wondering if they will still go after Miles Garrett. Here's the total deal. Eagles have re-signed Zack Baun, All-Pro, 3 years, $51 million, $34 million guaranteed at signing. By the way, you get that all in the signing period. They're not prorating that out unless you negotiate that. Additionally, $1.5 million in incentives and escalators, which means he has another all-pro season. You can add more money to it. It instantly makes him in the conversation. You ready for this? He's in the Roquan Smith, and he's also in the Fred Warner room now. They paid him. They did two things. Baun sign seals. Now you can get a tall glass of shut the fuck up, go Birds. I don't know why you're mad at me here, Real. They got the deal done. Congratulations. This now makes him, look at this. This now makes him one of the top paid guys in the NFL. I would have to say that Sweat and Milton are gone. My luxury would be Baun and Becton. So let's take a look at what this now does to your defense, having him back in the room. Your triangle's protected. I would bring Burks back and have my starting linebackers from the Super Bowl ready in September in case Dean is not ready for September. And my triangle is protected, which means Carter, Davis, Baun, and Dean are back. The heart of your defense stays intact. It's a big deal. Let me say this to you, too. Last 4 days. You cut Slay. You're going to bring Slay back. So theoretically, you may only lose 2 men on your defense. With what he's done the last 2 days, I don't believe that they're going to go after. Now, If you bring Baun back and you go get Miles Garrett, and you're able to bring Slay back, you'll have a better defensive group than you did a year ago. Because Moro Ajamo can sufficely take the numbers for Milton Williams. You may not have the versatility at being able to play in the 7 technique, 5 technique, and 3 technique. But if you bring him back and you get Miles Garrett, you'll have a better defensive group than you did in your Super Bowl season. Now, if you use the 32nd pick to take a pass rusher, or you move up to get James Pierce or the kid from BC, and you put an edge on the other side of Nolan, you're going to be just as formidable. Let me tell you something here. Howie Roseman is playing chess. The rest of the league right now is playing checkers. He's playing chess. By the way, 3 years, $51 million with the cap going up, and in the next 3 years, it'll be over $300 million. Right now, personally, he's got, what did he have? $28 million before this deal? $30 million in cap space? I mean, my phone's blowing up here, so I want to get exactly the number here on what this comes to. We said between 48 and 51 yesterday. That sounded right. Paying him $17 million annually, and you just got through paying Barkley 20. This guy is astonishing. Howie Roseman's astonishing. This is fucking unbelievable. I've never seen anything like this. I mean, where's their credit card? Surely it's got to say card declined when you plug it in. It's just unbelievably insane great. 7 days to the start of free agency. This guy's the best in the business. Not close. Dude, so I signed Barkley and I get this. You know what they must have thought? What's out there in the open market? Nothing. Why not invest in our own guys? Linebackers that are out there? No, thank you. Running backs that are out there? No, thank you. The Eagles have the best collection of free agents of any team. You know why? They're the champs. And now because you signed Barkley to that deal, Becton's got to be second. Then you're in the draft. And then you try to roll the dice whether or not you're going to get Garrett. Dude, you lose Milton Williams and you lose Josh Sweat and you sign. Hey, Hoss, you can have the 32nd pick and a couple other shitty picks in this draft because this draft's shitty. If you want Garrett, you can have 3 picks. Now that you got Baun back, so how would this defense look to you? Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Moro Ajamo, Miles Garrett, Zack Baun, and Nakobe Dean. That's your front 7. You guys got to start writing some love letters to your owner. Fucking guy, that owner is unbelievable. We can't overlook Lurie. That's right. You can produce. That's right. JD3, I'll tell you this too, man. If I'm a free agent, and I said this shit yesterday, if you're a free agent, you're doing this. Damn. I'm gonna tell you one thing that you're doing different than New England. Zander, I missed a couple supers. I don't want to miss them. Guys, do me a favor. I'm going to show you something that you're doing differently than the Brady Patriots. Sills, love all you say. Since we are playing hypothetical, we can make all the moves you say. We are better. Maybe if Miles sustains season-ending injury, how good are we then? Well, we have to give up worst-case scenario. We'll get to that. I promise you, T. Thank you, T, by the way. Screw them picks right now. Take the ones, take the twos. I don't care. Get the Eagles a premier DE. I love Howie. Absolutely. Zander, I might have missed one other one. If I did, please, I apologize. I'm going to tell you guys one thing that you do better than the Eagle, than what the Patriot dynasty did. Baun sign Sills. I already read this guy. Congratulations. Hey, he signed him. Great. I've been waiting for the deal. Thank you, Howie. How about this now? Here is the one thing you are starting to do different than what the New England Patriots did during their time when they won 6 Super Bowls. What's the one thing you're doing that they never did? They are rewarding their players. New England never rewarded players. They moved them. The Eagles are paying the men that helped them win. They never did that in New England. They never paid Brady. Brady was never the highest paid quarterback in the NFL in his entire career in New England. Brady never made top-end money until he got to Tampa. Not true. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. They're paying them. Now, what's the chances of them paying another $20 million on that side of the football? I think slim. I think Milton's going to get a 4-year, $80 million deal. But here, now that you got Baun back, like I said, here's your defense. Smith, Carter, Davis, Ojamo. You still need an edge? Sills, what percentage do you give Howie for the Super Bowl now? And he won his second without Doug. A ton. But I think he's a different guy now, Akbar. I think he's a different GM than what he was in 17. I think he's a different guy. I think he's better now. Zander, I missed the Super. I apologize, dog. So after winning the Super Bowl, we are the best team in the NFC since 2000. 8 NFC championship appearances, 4 NFC championships, 3 Super Bowl appearances, and 2 Lombardi trophies. Jeremiah, correct. Well, the Rams since 2000 have 2 Super Bowls too. But I would give it to you. Yes. And I thought you had a 2004 appearance, and I thought you had 4 Super Bowl appearances. 04, 17, 22, and this past season. I think that's 4 seasons. So again, you still need that edge. Right now you got Jalen Hunt up there. Now you got Baun back. Let's put Dean in there. Or, right? And you got corner. You got Q. Your safeties. You got CJ. Reed. Nickel is DeJean or at the corner, really the only two positions you're really looking at right now is depth in the defensive tackle position. You need an edge, and you need a corner. Maybe you don't need a corner. Maybe you need a nickel slot, depending what you're going to do with Cooper DeJean. Are you going to put him out there? In the last 2 days, you've answered a lot on the defensive side of the football. And you created cap space by giving this contract to Baun. This guy's wielding in a different room here. People are blowing it's crazy. 34 guaranteed. Now remember something, the $51 million, I don't really give a shit about the $51 million. I care more about the I care more about the guarantees. By the way, Dallas Goedert is up for a new deal. And I wonder how much money is left on his contract with money owed to him. What are they going to do with Dallas Goedert? Because his deal, I don't think he has any money left on it. Vic Fangio had to be pushing for this too. He had to be. By the way, Marcus Hayes from the Inquirer will join us at 5:30. And we'll have Zander at 3:30. Give me a like total, guys. I appreciate all your chats. I will say this. You guys just won the Super Bowl a month ago. You're winning the offseason. You're winning the offseason. You're winning it. I don't hear another team. Every other fucking team in the league must be doing. What in the world are we doing? The Cowboys signed a mediocre tackle. We were 30th in rush defense. Why? He stunk too. What's Kansas City doing? Bringing back Travis Kelce? I would have fucking cut that guy. Howie has gotten better. He's paying running backs and linebackers now. Hey, you know what he didn't want to do? He didn't want to do what Zander said he wouldn't do. I'm not drafting a linebacker at 32. No, thank you. The league's asleep. But I take back everything I said about that guy. I'll take a knee. I'll tell you this. I'll eat more crow on that take about him than I will on your season last year. This guy's fucking unbelievable. I can't remember a GM that it's so easy for him. It's got to be the player relationship too, and the way he does business. Good to see us go old school by investing in linebackers and running back, isn't it? We should restructure Dallas, sign Rodgers and Becton, draft the edge and DT, and reunite Mack and Vic. Bring in Khalil Mack. I'm not bringing in Khalil Mack because he's too much money. Dude, look at what they're doing. Kansas City's not the best team in the AFC now. I think it's the Ravens and the Bills. I think that team's going to have cap issues, and I think they got talent issues, especially on offense. Why wouldn't you sign Devontae Adams? If you're the Kansas City Chiefs, you need playmakers, dog. This guy's keeping his playmakers. Dude, how do I look at the defense now? Nolan Smith, Carter, Davis. Moro Jomo. The edge concerns me. I could find him, I think. What if you brought Reddick back? What if you had Nolan Smith and Reddick, which they were probably hoping to design that as a year ago? What if you had Nolan Smith and Reddick? You had Reddick for $9 million. Okay? Reddick and Smith, and then you have Dean and Baun, and everybody in the secondary's back. You have to figure out, because you're going to get Slay. I think you're. I'll tell you this. Do you not agree? If you're Darius Slay and you just saw them sign Baun and bring Baun back, do you really want to go to Detroit or Washington? Jalix Hunt is not Hassan Reddick. And by the way, I threw the name out. Dude, you got to really give it to Jeffrey Lurie. This guy allows so many people to make so many good decisions. I'm starting to think the Eagles are going to get Miles. Me too. Holy shit. Could you see him land Miles Garrett now? Yes. I don't think there's anything out of the realm of possibilities that he can't do right now. You know, Zack Baun got re-signed. Yep. Incredible. Yep. Incredible. Kudos. Absolutely insane. It's speechless shit. Roseman is the real life Jerry Maguire. Players absolutely love him. He is. I mean, just a quick question, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but if Howie gets us a third Super Bowl, will he go to Canton? I think he's already going to Canton. He's already going to Canton. Zander's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Please hit the like button. Give me a total on our likes. And by the way, all supers go to the top. I would say this now, too. With that contract, the Eagles now give that player 3 years, 51. And with the amount of signing bonus, there's got to be an additional $5 million in cap space. In my opinion, I think it's probably going to be somewhere in the room of 3 to 5 in cap space. Is that the same deal they gave Huff? Yeah. I would expect Bryce Huff somehow for them to move off that deal. Teals, can you name 10 wide receivers better than Devontae Smith? I can name 10 wide receivers that are Devontae Smith. Vet free agent would take less money to play here now. Yeah. Did you hear Michael Irvin comparing the idea of Garrett and Carter to Reggie and Jerome? I've already said that, but Mike's got a bigger platform than me, or a bigger name than me, I'll say. Okay, Harv? But I said that, hey, Garrett, and did I not said it? I said it to Jeff Fisher yesterday, too. Garrett and Carter would be like Jerome and Reggie, for sure. Guys, hit the like button. Give me a total on the likes. Congratulations. You're winning the offseason. They made a priority of Barkley. They freed up money with both Bradbury. I said this is exactly what happened yesterday. They freed up the money and they went and got him. Oh, by the way, remember I said this yesterday, Zander? Watch this. You're going to get about $7-8 million in cap space. You watch with this Barkley deal. You freed up $4.5 million. When it came to Slay, you freed up another $3 million for Bradbury. $15 million. What'd they sign him for? Sign him for $17 million a year. This is exactly what we said yesterday would happen. You found the money. Or they created the money. They created the money. Now, if you're Slay, I want to play. I'll take $7-8 million with escalators to get me maybe to 10. Then you get your entire secondary back. You got your entire linebacking core back. You got your star linebacker back. And now all you need is an edge. God forbid the league, if they get Garrett. Let me tell you this. You know what he did today? Let me show you what he did today. You know how he raised the bar for running backs? Let me ask you the most important thing right now. How about the panic in the league right now, knowing he's the odds-on favorite to get Garrett? Seals, love you, man. No one is perfect. My last two $20.10 supers weren't red. We'll get to him. I promise, T-Bone. No, bro, I'll get to him. I promise you. We'll go back over all of them here. Metcalf requested a trade from Seattle. I'm hearing Green Bay. If Smitty was traded for Garrett plus a first rounder, we also trade for Metcalf. Could you imagine Brown and DK Metcalf? Nothing's out of the realm of possibility. Let me tell you something. If you're Miles Garrett right now, you loved what you just saw the last 2 days in Philly. Because Philadelphia has put the entire league on notice. He's put the entire league on notice. Hey, you better make that deal because I will. And if I make that deal, your defense will look like Nolan Smith, Miles Garrett as your edge rushers, Carter Davis, Jamo, and you'll have Zack Baun and N'Kobe as your front seven. Steel curtain. You'd have the steel curtain. And a young secondary. Howie rewarded his 2 stars from the Super Bowl year in 2 days. Baun and Barkley. You could actually improve your defense from the number 1 team. Can you imagine giving? Get this. Let me ask you this. What do you think Vic Fangio would do with Zack Baun and Miles Garrett and Jalen Carter? You'd have talent that would rival Gangrene. See this right here? This is when you see it. Best player in the league can be on the shittiest team. Usually works that way. It's called the draft. By the way, he did his part. He played on the number 1 defense in the NFL. I'm going to cry joy if we get Garrett. Dude, you get Garrett. Lurie is the final boss. He's seen a big Dom. Is Travis Scott. Hey, JD, if you're Jerry Jones right now and you're watching Jeffrey Lurie and his number one guy, Howie Roseman, what are you doing in Dallas? Signing an overrated tackle, and soon you're going to be signing an overrated edge rusher. Howie's almost made the Cowboys single-handedly in the NFC East completely irrelevant. The only thing that the Cowboys have to offer is their history. What else are you selling me? Winning? Winning what? Winning what? Like, what are you selling me in Dallas? The Joneses are not staying up with with Howie. They are not. You know, when he went on that, and they put him in the broom closet, and he got a chance to hang around with that general manager from the San Antonio Spurs, for whatever reason, he became a better general manager. And I think he's a better listener now. Think about what's going on here now. Okay, and how he's doing things that he hasn't done before. Running back gets money. Running back gets an extension. Now he gives a linebacker $17 million. Hey, is he the highest paid Eagle of all time? Is now Zack Baun the highest paid Eagle ever in history? I mean, I know the Huff conversation, but he's got to be the highest. I can't think of anybody who made 18, 19 on defense. Is he the highest paid defensive player in Eagle history? Is my question. Hurts doesn't play defense, guy. Hurts. Trouble's listening. Okay? So Howie paid a linebacker the biggest contract in Philadelphia Eagle history. Just signed Baun. Now, if we get Garrett, it would be great. If you get Miles Garrett, you'll have a better football team than you did in your Super Bowl year. And the entire league will be on complete. If you did that, it would be the best roster in the cap era. The Bucs weren't in the cap era. Fletcher may have made $18 million. Huff signed a 3-year, $50 million deal, dude. He didn't sign a $100 million deal. The general manager, by far, is the most valuable dude in that organization. I mean, the coach is irrelevant. No, the coach is a part of what they're doing. He's not the reason of their success, but he's one of the spark plugs. Howie's the tree. Like, Howie's the Christmas tree. And everything else in the organization is like the Christmas lights and bulbs that you put on the tree, which means he's the foundation of what they're building around. it's a tremendous deal. And they made sure the one thing that I said they couldn't do. By the way, look at the deal that they signed him to, a $17 million deal. Howie knew if Baun gets on the open market, someone will give him 20. He probably took $3 million less. His agent, Baun and his agent could have easily said, let's go see the open market. Somebody would have paid me 20. If Howie, get this, guys, if Howie Roseman, paid him 17, don't you think some loser team would have paid him 20? Yes. He theoretically probably took a $3 million haircut to stay in Philly. Somebody would have offered him more. Why? You can't let Philly get everybody back and then pursue Garrett and land him? No way. No way. Roseman and his agent probably said, listen, hey, man, here's where we are. We have a 3-year, $51 million deal. We're going to pay you $17 million. He made $3.5 million a year ago. This guy now is signed for generational money. And you know what Baun did? I'm not going open market. And that's respect for Vic and the opportunity the Eagles gave him. No, grass ain't greener on the other side. There could be more money out there for me with a lesser team. Look at this. Are you going to try to tell me you don't think the Patriots with $127 million in cap space would have made a play for him? Or the Raiders at $95 million? Or Arizona at $78 million? This was a deal both parties wanted. Okay? Love the offseason here. Roseman's having a Super Bowl offseason. That's right. How he changed his life. The Eagles changed his life. 34 million reasons why he changed his life. Think about Zack Baun in the last year playing in Philly. You were a special teams guy 14 months ago in New Orleans. You signed a 1-year prove-it deal, $3.5 million. You make all pro. You win a Super Bowl. And now you just sign a contract for 3 years, $51 million with 34 guaranteed. It's got to be one of the greatest rise to riches I've ever seen in NFL history. Where a guy had been in the league 5 years and nobody knew who he was. I'll tell you this, as much as I kick the shit out of the Giants, if you're New Orleans and you're the Saints and you had that guy in the building the whole time and you didn't see that, hey, dude, ask yourself, why are you $60 million over the cap? Why are you working on a new head coach? Why are you in purgatory for the next 2 years? And why are you in a position where you got a shitty quarterback that you got to make decisions on? That's why the Eagles are, look at the Saints. Saints compared to the Eagles? I mean, what are we talking about here? See, as we're winning the offseason, imagine we win the draft. Howie's a genius. Sure looks that way. Sure looks that way. Didn't you get your edge down there at 32? You signed Sawyer. You put him on the team. And Sawyer turns out to be a 10-sack guy. It's a triple slam. So you put Sawyer, Smith, you put that whole thing together. If you don't, so look at where you now are. You know what your options are? Garrett or an edge on a rookie deal. Or Garrett. And what does Howie do with that $80 million? They bring him in, restructure the $80 million, drop him down, and create depth in the defensive tackle position in the draft. He got better. Howie's on the threshold of making the defense better than it was talent-wise a year ago. If I lose Milton Williams, keep Baun, add an edge, or get Garrett, and I get Slade back at a cheaper number, what are we talking here? Birdside and Baun give away 25 draft picks. 1, 2, 5, 5, 5. 2026, 1, 2, 6, 7 for Garrett. No players traded too much, a little too much. Browns need draft picks to bolster roster. Agreed. Giants sign him back if he told them whatever offered. Dude, the Giants and the Saints look like assholes. So do the Jets. You mean the Jets didn't have any insight to be able to go? A Nick Sirianni suggestion. Why don't you play guard? The Jets couldn't figure that out? Guys, hit the like button. Appreciate all the supers. Please hit the like button. Seals, do you think Howie's going to finish the D with a free agent and trades and go mostly now, especially if we sign Slay and get Garrett? I think you're going to need some depth. I think listen, here, I've got where I think they're going to go, but I think you need a tight end. I think you need more depth at tackle, maybe another rotational piece at edge. I'd like to see another corner up there somewhere. Get him in the draft, get him cheap. And by the way, Keely Ringo and these other dudes that you have back there, I don't know. I mean, I'd like to see maybe another safety, depending on what you're going to do with Cooper DeJean. Getting Baun signed now gives you flexibility. Dude, tampering? Every single team and agent are tampering right now. And you know what they're doing? They're conspiring. They have to catch the Eagles. Here, the Eagles have lapped the league now. Every offseason, when you're a champion, they make it hard on you to repeat for a reason. Put you at 32 in the draft. Usually you have to pay out the ass when it comes to guys like this. By the way, these contracts aren't cheap. I don't believe in Ringo. Sills, giving you credit. Called Baun yesterday. You said 16, 15 to 17. You were spot on with the math. Yeah, they cleared the space and used it. Looks like better next to Brown. The helmet. I took you guys' advice. I moved the Cowboy helmet away from the Jerome Brown jersey. Seals, do you think that the Max Crosby deal impacts the Cowboys and Micah? I mean, look, dude. Max Crosby signing a deal with the Raiders. Okay. Raiders need a quarterback. Raiders are messing around with the wrong things. Do you know what gives the Eagles? Guys, I'll ask you this. What gives the Eagles the flexibility to do these things in the offseason? What do you think gives them the flexibility? What gives them the flexibility to do what they're doing right now? Jeff's bag? True. They've addressed the D and O lines, and most notably the O lines. They can make luxury signs at linebacker. Why? Because Carter hit. Carter's the linchpin on that defense. Carter and Baun are the same impact as Dan Hampton and Mike Singletary. Joe Green, Jack Lambert, Seth Joyner, Jerome Brown. Every time you name me one of the greatest defensive linebackers of all time, you tell me who played in front of him. And I'll show you a linebacker that benefits off the guys in front of him. Every single great linebacker that's ever played in the league has had a great DT in front of him. Giving me edge rushers? Hey, what did Trey Hendrickson do for the Bengals last year? I must have missed that. Careful, Sills. You're being too nice recently. You might work yourself back into Eagles' good graces. I just call it like I see it. Whatever that looks like. You think I'm like Skip Bayless and shit, that I'm going to sit there and keep driving a stupid point? Why? You keep saying the same shit that's dumb over and over, then you're a dumbass. Says, what do you think about Huff or Kyle Pitts? Come on, man. Stop with Huff's a nobody. He's a scrub. Beast mode. You want Kyle Pitts? He's a first-round pick. Bryce Huff's a scrub. He's a scrub. If you like Kyle Pitts, act like you like him, beast mode. Put somebody's name next to him who you like, not some scrub. Okay? The kid Pitts is not physical enough. You put him on the Eagles, that means you got to play him in space. He wasn't physical at Florida. He wasn't physical. Dan Mullen said it numerous times. He recruited him. You can't put him with a defensive end in front of him because the D end will crush him. Do you want that in your huddle? I'll tell you one thing about the Eagle offensive huddle. Before we get back to Baun here in a minute. The Eagle huddle here offensively. Name me one guy in that huddle who's soft or you would consider a finesse player. Can you name me one, including the fucking quarterback? Name me one guy in the Eagle huddle offensively that's a finesse player. One guy. Not no way. Devontae is undersized. Would I call him soft? No fucking way. Dude, that guy throws his body out there all the time blocking. No way. You're trying to tell me you think Devontae Smith's not tough? I'm not that. He may be small, but tough? Sorry, that's not how I see him. I would not ever use the word soft with him or finesse with Devontae Smith. Absolutely not. No way would I consider him a finesse guy. The Eagles don't have one finesse player in that offensive huddle. Why would you want to add one? I think he's a tough kid too. Even the quarterback's a tough guy. Look at the guys you have on defense. Nolan Smith may be undersized, but what does Vic always say about him? He plays with tremendous velocity. Give me 5'7", swamped with shit. Oh, okay. Got you, Zander. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Tremendous stuff here, man. Tremendous. Appreciate everybody. Do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Okay? Now add Garrett on top of the Baun signing and forget about it. See everyone in February again. Blaze, agreed. 250 likes. Guys, let's get to 300 by the top of the hour, please. I love your super chats. Thank you guys so much. Hey, you guys should be very excited. Having a tremendous offseason. You're winning the offseason. You're winning it. Okay? You're winning it. Seals, what do you think about Huff? Okay, we got that. My bad. Love this time of the year. Thanks for the great content. Gabe, thank you for the Eagles. The Eagles do it right. The Cowboys don't know what they're doing. Where in the world? Marcus, 90% chance we sign Miles Garrett. I don't know, man. You know what, Marcus? I don't know. Marquise, I just want to hear you say now that he saw if necessary. Jan Dotson. I like that, Brian. Build Howie a statue if he gets Garrett. I think that statue's coming anyway. Shills, would you re-sign Brandon Graham? Yeah. He wants. I thought he was exceptionally productive. I thought he was really great. And I thought he was productive last year. I would not have a problem with that. Steve. Thank you. Sorry. Steve. Thank you. Hey, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Appreciate you guys very much. Graham, as a rotational player, and you use him in the Steve. And you use him as a rotation guy? Yes. Thank you, guys. This is way too busy for that there. Please hit the like button. Thank you. So, yes, I would bring Brandon Graham back. Steve's, I think, very excited about you getting Zack Baun signed, too. Kyle. Yeah. Hey, that's right. Very good right here, Leon. Even Steve's giving Stevie Boy's giving Zack Baun a shout out to Howie. Congratulations to you, man. He's listening to the show too. He goes, he's just telling you guys he signed Zack Baun. Congratulations to you. How you doing? Dude, get this. Cowboys are up to something. Restructured CD and Dak for room for Micah. How about room for Garrett? You put Garrett on the other side of Micah. That still doesn't put them in. And they re-signed that tackle. Maybe the Cowboys are going to make a run at Miles Garrett. Hey, you know what you guys just did? How about this? You made the Cowboys have to sign him. Still sounds like Will Ferrell telling at Steve or yelling at Steve. Thank you, Martin. Do you guys think you made the Cowboys have to trade for Miles Garrett? Steve's calling Howie the dog whisperer. That's hilarious. That's fantastic. Absolutely, guys. Dude. Now it's either 32 or Garrett. It's 32 or Garrett on where you are right now. This guy's murdering every team in the... Get this. Let me ask you guys a question here. Do you think there's a move out there that can move anybody closer to the Eagles right now? What if Dallas did sign Garrett? I really think there's only one team. Or two, that'd be Washington and Detroit that I would be concerned about. If we give away enough draft picks for Garrett, this is doable. It's totally doable. You got Baun signed. Milton can be replaced. Bring back BG for rotation and use draft picks in the street to fill needs. Stupid? No. No. Because you're bringing the core back and the center of your defense back. Hey, wait a minute. See what he says here? She'll stop with Garrett to Dallas. LA Rams, another possibility, NFC destination. No, what you're missing, what I'm saying, Dime, I'm saying you're making these other teams have to catch you. You're making these other teams have to make moves. Remember what Jerry Jones said at the Combines? Hey, man, rent's due. Looks like they're paying their bills on time to me. Looks like the Eagles are paying their bills on time. I don't know what he's talking about. Hey, Jerry, you're restructuring dudes. Get this. Let me ask you this. Micah Parsons could probably start on the Eagles. He would. That D tackle couldn't. Washington's our biggest threat. Second best team in the NFL. I put Detroit in that conversation too, dude. Leon, I'd put Detroit up there too with that. Okay? I would put Detroit in that conversation. I mean, Roseman's winning the offseason. And Slay is a 70% shot of coming back, according to Drew Rosenhaus. Zack Baun, 3 years, $51 million. Remember we said yesterday, you freed the cap money up. You got the money. Everything we pointed out yesterday, when it came to Bradbury's money, when it came to the contract extension for Barkley, they didn't just do that for shits and giggles. And for Slay, it came to around $15 or $16 million. There it is. 3 years, $51 million. And there is no question he could have got more money on the open market. They wanted to stay with each other. It's 7 days before. Hey, if Howie Roseman paid him 17, do you think there's another team out there that would have paid him 20? I do. All right. Marcus Hayes is going to join us at 5:30 from the Philadelphia Inquirer. We'll get your thoughts or his thoughts there at 5:30. A lot of stuff going on right now. By the way, we'll get to all of your super chats. I promise you, all of them. The last 4 days, nobody. This guy's playing chess. Everyone's playing checkers. It's astonishing. You got a chance to have your defense personnel better than you did a year ago. He's going to upgrade. He's going to upgrade the ends, at least with a first-round pick at 32. The minimum, he's going to upgrade the defensive end position with a first-round pick at minimum if you don't land Garrett. You bring Slay back 1 year. Are you not better? The only dude that you're going to miss is Sweat.